Welcome to Talking Live. I'm Dr. Robi Ludwig, and we have Michael Musto. He is famous in New York City. He had a very popular gossip column at the Village Voice, and we are so thrilled to have him here to find out what he's working on now and to hear just all of his thoughts about journalism, gossip, and celebrities. Welcome, Michael.
Thanks for saying my name right, Musto.
Yes.
So I don't mind Musto. I really don't mind
Oh,
it.
okay.
I think it sounds very continental.
Yes. I have to say, I always thought you were Jewish until I read your background.
I always thought I was Jewish. I always thought I was Jewish, and then I Googled myself, and I'm Italian American Roman
There you
Catholic.
go, but same thing.
But I grew up with Jews, and I was, this is a terrible thing to say, but I was in the smart classes, and I was the only Italian American in the smart classes. It was all Jews. What is it with you people?
Michael went to an Ivy League school. He went to Columbia, just so everybody knows. They must be so proud of you.
I was 16 when I entered. I think I was the youngest one in the whole university.
Serious? Wow.
And I could have been younger because I could have skipped another grade, but my mother thought I would be too young, so she wisely turned that down. But
did that throw you off socially?
Yeah, because I was already awkward and I hadn't experienced anything. I wasn't just 16, I was a completely inexperienced 16.
Yeah.
We hadn't traveled, I hadn't done anything. And boom, you're at Columbia. And I had to, it's like when you throw a kid into the pool.
Yeah.
Like, learn how to swim and you're like, okay. You know?
Did you like your time there?
I did. I had a great time. I mean, I was very nervous at first. I have this cycle in everything that I do in life is at first I'm nervous and withdrawn.
Yeah.
Then I get involved and I'm in every activity. And then people like me because I'm active and I'm creative.
My son
and then I
is
can't
like
get
that.
enough.
My son is like that, and it's so good to be aware of patterns. That even though you're feeling nervous at first, that then you get comfortable and you're the star of the party.
Well, I found that the way to become popular, since I'm gorgeous, but I'm not like really supermodel, okay? And I didn't have any personality.
You know.
So I had to learn to
subjective.
Thank you. To get any recognition of any kind, I had to achieve something. And even when I graduated and entered the gay arena, I realized from going to gay bars, I was only going to get attention if I made a name for myself. And that's why I did that.
Well, you talk about in your book, and so one of your books, Underground, right? Downtown. Why did I call it Underground? I don't know. Downtown, you can't get for less than $80. I mean, and it's used, and it's a collector's item. That's amazing.
And the new one is like a lot.
Yeah.
Like a fresh one. It's not new, but it's fresh. It's from the 80s. It's a nonfiction guide to the underground scene of New York, including the nightlife and the fashion. And this is from the mid-80s when everything was really exciting in New York. I had just started my column in the Village Voice.
And you talk about your column, and I was so sad when the Village Voice closed. It just felt like, you know, a part of iconic New York was closing down.
Absolutely.
And you talk about just the freedom they gave you to write whatever you wanted.
Once I had that space in 1984, I said, what do I do? And they said, no, do whatever you want. You won't know how far to go until you've gone too far. And they gave me that freedom. And I never had to pre-approve what I wrote about. I had to fill that space every week.
That's unheard of.
Totally unheard of. And it grew from a third of a page to a full page. Plus, starting in 2008, I started writing a blog because you had to do that to keep up. So I'd be writing sometimes 7 and 8 blogs a day. And then at the end of the week, wait a minute, I have to do a full page column in the paper. I was almost having a breakdown.
Yeah, that's a lot to do. Did they pay you extra for the blog?
They did. They made me a staff writer. And I lasted 29 years with that column. Then the Voice changed hands. They brought me back as a freelancer. And then in 2013, in 2013 I was laid off. Then they brought me back as a freelancer. And in 2018 they folded. And the writing was on the wall. I mean, it's a very difficult time for publishing, especially print publishing.
Absolutely. And just, you know, in terms of political rightness, is that something you ever had to deal with? Because I notice, I started television and writing pre-social media. So I was a bit naive. I just would say things that felt true. And then all of a sudden, I realized, oh my gosh, you know, you have to really think about how your audience will experience whatever it is that you write, or it can be a little dangerous. Did you have that
to
experience?
admit, I was a PC nightmare at the height of the AIDS movement and the activist movement.
Yeah.
I wasn't tolerating any remark or joke or anything from anyone in the public eye. I was screaming in my column because it was necessary at that time.
Right.
But then I loosened up and realized the importance of political incorrectness. You have to be sensitive, but you also have to have a sense of humor.
Yes.
And you could do an un-PC joke that has the right message to it if it's done right. But now with the Twitterati and the Facebook, you have a mob out there waiting to eat you alive if you say the wrong thing.
That's right.
And they're also self-righteous, you know.
Yes. And just there's a lot of aggression out there. And in the past, like if someone had an issue with something you would write or something I would say, they'd have to take the time to find out where to write a letter. Like who has the energy for that? But
and
now,
put their name on it.
That's right.
Now you have the anonymous
Yes.
mobs out there, and they're looking for you to mess up.
It's true.
And I understand certain celebrities that don't even want to go on Twitter because one false move and they're canceled, as they say.
That's right.
I won't go
Cancel
to college.
culture.
I won't do college campuses anymore.
I don't
Because
blame
a few
you.
years ago I appeared at one and I spoke about my experiences as an out gay writer and how trailblazing I was. And I touched on so many topics, and it was like, now we're going to open the floor to questions. And the first question wasn't a question, it was, it's transgender, not transsexual. And I was like, thanks for,
I mean, let's
welcoming
not
me
get
here.
so persnickety, people. It's the general idea of being open-minded.
And then someone else had to go, well, yeah, because transgender has nothing to do with sex. And I was like, but sex has multiple meanings. It means gender. It doesn't just mean what you do in bed.
Right.
But if people have advanced to transgender, I'm going there. I adapt.
Yeah.
I'll bristle, but I will keep going in a chameleon-like fashion because I want to stay in business.
Right. Yeah, no, it makes sense. And it is about a business and reaching people in the right kind of way. You were one of the first people to out people who were gay but not quite out yet. Was it Rosie O'Donnell?
Oh,
and
yeah,
Ellen
we're
DeGeneres
friends. We're
back in
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were gay. I wasn't making them gay.
No, I didn't say you made them
No,
gay.
no, but this is just my rationale for what I did was I always felt like, why is the media shying away from this? They're acting like it's such a dirty word.
Right.
And the gossip media always wrote so much about celebrities that the celebrities didn't necessarily want in print.
Right.
But suddenly when it came to homosexuality or bisexuality, etc., the media was gun shy.
Yeah.
And they considered it taboo. And I was just saying, let's normalize this.
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell's a lesbian. Come out, Rosie. She did. She hosted my roast 2 years ago.
Did she really?
And she made some remarks that were very funny about how she was irked by what I did. But then she ended by saying, thank you for welcoming me into the community and bringing me into the community. And I started sobbing.
Was she not a part of the community before you?
No, she was. But I mean, I was saying, come out and join us.
Yeah.
And she did, with a vengeance. I mean, she not only came out, she became a very outspoken lesbian.
Yes.
And she's a great person to know. And Ellen DeGeneres also, I wrote about her and Anne Heche making out in lesbian bars. It's not like I wasn't really pulling them. I wasn't pulling them out of the closet. They were making out in lesbian bars.
Yeah.
And nobody was reporting on it. They held hands at a premiere of an Anne Heche film, and the media didn't report on it. They were, oh, Anne came with her friend Ellen. It's like, no. So Anne eventually called me and thanked me for an article I did, and she put Ellen on the phone. So it's like, they're not really mad.
Were you ever worried if someone would be angry with you for an article that you wrote? Or a criticism that you wrote?
Absolutely, and many people were.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't print what I felt was the truth. I had that freedom. I had the gold ticket, the Willy Wonka gold ticket of any journalist. You have a space here to do whatever you want. Tell the truth, tell your truth.
Yeah.
Go against the big guns, go against the phobes and the horrible people. And I did that.
Do you ever talk about your relationships? Are you in a relationship?
I'm terrified of intimacy because
Are you really?
Yes.
Oh my God!
'Cause
You
I
should
grew
have
up-
me help you.
I need your
I'm
help.
all about relationships and helping people find true love at any age.
Okay.
Yeah,
Even my age.
absolutely.
See, I grew up where
Yes.
my parents didn't like each other when I was growing up, so I never saw any affection or even touching.
Oh.
So to me, the idea of a couple was something corrupt. I didn't want to be part of that.
Interesting.
And when I've had a boyfriend, whenever it gets to the point where they think I'm going to be their life partner, I end it.
Oh, what is it about that idea that
I
gets
don't
you?
want to be my parents. And I start sensing little passive-aggressive behavior on their part. I'm passive-aggressive, so I can't stand it. You know when you don't like something you see in
Oh,
yourself?
absolutely.
So when they can't express themselves, and I'm begging them to, why are you mad at me? They won't tell you. Then they get drunk and start screaming 20 things at you. I can't communicate that way.
Yeah, so I mean, the next step is to realize that there are lots of different ways to be in a relationship. Like, you know, there are safe relationships if you make certain choices. So yeah, you'll call me after the show.
Okay.
No, I would love to see you in a happy relationship.
No, I'm perfectly fine with a casual relationship.
Yeah, casual.
I don't. When they start pressuring you like you're going to be my spouse, I feel like I've created myself as a self-made person all these years.
Yes.
I've made my own rules. I went against the grain. I made money and a name for myself writing about drag queens when nobody was writing about drag queens. And now you want me to just conform and be your wife, basically.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
No, it has to be in a very special way where your uniqueness can shine.
Absolutely.
You know, because that's the only way it would work.
And the other problem is I always love going to nightlife. That's part of my job.
Yeah.
And even when I meet someone who doesn't care about nightlife, by the end of the relationship with me, they're addicted to it because I've taken them to clubs. They love the scene. We get great treatment. So then it's like, uh-oh, now I found another celebutante, as we call them, on the scene.
So who's the hot celebrity these days that you like to write about or see out and about?
I guess I like people like Joaquin Phoenix because he's so out there.
Oh my God, he's incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
the Joker was fabulous.
He was brilliant. He was brilliant.
He really was.
Yeah.
And I liked his speech. I thought he deserved Best Actor.
He did deserve it. That was a slam dunk. And yeah, I mean, I like the fact that he's almost a Saturday Night Live parody of what a liberal would be. You know, I mean, he has like a checklist of every cause. You know, like inseminating cows. And
I mean, the only thing that I take issue with sometimes is just because somebody's a celebrity doesn't mean that they're bright. You know that. Okay.
Au contraire, yeah.
And it doesn't mean what they have to say is interesting.
Right.
Or profound.
And I sort of agree with Ricky Gervais. Not that they shouldn't talk, but that they should work out their hypocrisies.
Right.
A lot of them work for companies that employ child labor or do horrible things.
And they don't even know it.
And they're not vocal about it sometimes.
Right, exactly. I was looking on your Facebook and I came across just the best article. I love the way you write. It's so just personal. And it's about celebrities. Being friends with celebrities may not turn out well. I'm not quoting the exact title well, but I was reading it and I thought it was so interesting on multiple levels because I'm sure you're friends with many celebrities.
Well, I wouldn't say friends, and that was the point of the article.
Okay.
Don't ever think you're really friends. They like you because you're able to give them good write-ups.
Yeah.
You like them because they're famous.
Right.
It blurs the line where you lose objectivity.
Yeah.
You want to please them because they're your friend.
Yeah.
And they're nice to you even though they don't really like you because you're press. Don't go there. But the funny thing is Rose McGowan read my mention of her in that column.
Yes.
And she contacted me and said, let's have coffee. I'm not a celebrity. I'm a noted public figure. And I was like, all right, I'll have coffee with a noted public figure.
So she did respond to you after she didn't respond. Do you think celebrities can be friends with each other? Or do you think it's always kind of whether it's beneficial or not?
They can, and they often are even married to each other, but I think it's very competitive.
It is very competitive.
You've seen Star is Born, how many versions? One is up, the other one's down.
Right.
Problems.
Yeah, it's
that's
a
why I
tough
like the idea
business.
Matthew and Sarah Jessica are doing a play together. I think that's healthy.
Yeah.
To work together on Broadway in Plaza Suite.
They're an interesting couple. They
Yeah.
really are, yeah. Do you have a favorite couple out there that you know or that you see out in the night scene?
Who's my favorite couple? I love this woman named Orfeh. She's a Broadway star. She was in Pretty Woman, and her husband is Andy Carl. He starred Groundhog Day and Rocky the Musical.
Yeah.
And he was in Pretty Woman too. And to me, they're like the Lunton Fontana of musical comedy.
They say, and didn't she say that it was love at first sight? I believe she said.
Yeah, they're a great couple, and they're both so talented.
Oh, that's so nice. It's nice when that happens. And you also sing. I mean, you've had many television jobs. You sing. You've been on Broadway. You've been a part of musical groups.
I wouldn't say I've been on Broadway.
Oh.
I've done talkbacks.
I put you on Broadway.
And I've seen Broadway shows.
I think you should be on Broadway.
I've been on Broadway at 168th Street.
Yeah.
But no, in 1980, I formed a band called The Must, and it was a Motown cover band because I love Diana Ross. Diana Ross is my favorite celebrity of all time.
We have a picture of you with Diana Ross.
Oh, God, I almost died.
That must have been thrilling.
It was on the Intrepid, and it was a party for her performances at Radio City. And I was like, how am I going to get the nerve to go up to her? She's like 2 feet away. She came up to me and goes, hi, I'm Diana Ross.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, I know.
Oh,
I almost fell overboard.
So it sounds like she was thrilled to meet you.
But then
as
we
well.
became Michael Musto and the Must, like Diana Ross and the Supremes, because I wanted the star billing. And ever since then, I have on and off performed a lot in different venues. It gets out my yayas, because writing can be so solitary.
Yes, yes, it can be. So, do you have a preference? Like, do you?
Oh, I'd much rather be a celebrity and be on TV, be singing.
Yeah.
A TV appearance like this is much more fun than writing.
Writing is hard because it's so easy to be tough on yourself, right? At least I find
it's
when
all about
I
getting the
write.
first sentence out. How do I start
Yeah.
this? Once you do that, then it kind of flows.
Right.
But with the Village Voice, I had to summarize an incredible week after week
Yeah.
of Pee Wee Herman parties and nightlife, limelight and fashion week and everything, and try to sum it up and work segues, and I would like hone every syllable.
I think you need your own show on Netflix. I'm just putting it out there into the universe.
Okay, well, I'm happy being a guest star.
Yeah,
I'm not one of the, like, I don't want my own house in the Hamptons. I like to visit, let them worry about the
less
clean
responsibility.
towels. Yeah, I just sweep in on the guest star, like the Love Boat.
And there was one thing you mentioned, I believe it was in your book, Fork on the Left, Knife in the Back, where you talk about how you got interested in being a gossip columnist was from your childhood.
Yeah, I mean, I was very shy, as I mentioned, but we would sit on the stoop, and my mother had a very wicked tongue, and so did the other neighbors, and we would kind of sit on the stoops and make fun of all the neighbors across the street.
I love that.
And I was like, you know what? This isn't harming them. They're not hearing it. And it's really fun. It's bonding me, and it's bringing me out of my shell.
Yeah.
Isn't that awful? Mocking people brought me out.
No, I mean, I think it's just honest. You know, we all make those observations, and you do it in a way that other people want to read, and you do it about people that we all want to know about. So.
And I try to keep a sense of humor about myself, too.
Yes.
I'll make fun. I'm like Joan Rivers, who was a friend. She really was a friend.
She was amazing, wasn't she?
I will make fun of myself before anybody.
I love Joan Rivers.
I miss her, and I'm not sure if her humor would have gone over right now. Like you mentioned, the political correctness.
It's just so hard to figure that piece out.
She would have been crucified.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a comedian. As my friends say, you're not that funny. So I guess it
that's
works
nice.
out well
Great
right now.
friends.
I know. Well, I think they're trying to protect me.
One ex-friend of mine said, well, you only made it because everybody good died.
Oh, no.
I was like, bye.
We do something called the Quick Five.
Ooh.
Where we ask
like
some fun questions.
Okay.
Okay. What is something you are obsessed with?
Oh my God, Golden Girls.
I know. The writing there is really good.
The writing, the acting,
and
the
quick.
casting.
Yeah.
There's only 2 bad episodes.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it myself. What 3 words best describe you?
Oh God, me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That
Everything
works.
I do is like just trying to get approval,
Yeah.
trying to be loved like Harvey Firestein.
Yeah. Well, I love you if that's okay.
Okay, thank you. That's a start.
What's your favorite way to waste time?
Oh, you know what? I could just lay on the couch and just stare into space. It's really scary.
Not watching TV.
I'm comfortable with my thoughts.
Yeah.
And it's important to just think.
Yeah.
Because so much of my life has been striving and running and doing.
Isn't that true?
And
Does it ever change?
Yeah, because I found peace now with just thinking.
Wow.
I like my thoughts.
I like it. I like it. Who is your oldest friend and where did you meet them?
His name is Michael Ellis. We met at Columbia.
Oh.
And we met at the very beginning, like orientation.
Yeah.
And he turned out to be gay. I wasn't sure, but
Yeah.
he's a dear friend. He was the head of the Billboard charts.
Oh, wow.
And is still very influential in the music industry. So we talk about anything related to showbiz.
Terrific. Who had the biggest impact on you as a person or the person you've become?
I have this wonderful woman named Karen Durbin. She's the one who pretty much got me hired at the Village Voice.
Oh.
She was my editor. She encouraged me. She protected me fiercely. Karen, she's still around. I love you. And thank you for the opportunity and for changing my life. Because everything good that came to me was a result of the Village Voice. The TV appearances, 4 books.
Yes.
Everything is Michael Musto from the Village Voice.
Yes.
And it's thanks to Karen Durbin.
And you're such a talent and really a New York City treasure. I'm so thrilled that you came on the show. Thank
Hopefully
you so
I
much.
won't be a buried treasure.
No, not a buried treasure. One that's
wanna
alive
be
and
cremated.
sparkling and fabulous. Where can people find you now and where you write? We'll certainly have a link up for your Facebook page because you post a lot of your articles on there, which
Yes,
are fantastic.
I do. And I write a weekly column for newnownextcom.
Okay.
New Now Next is one word. And this is the MTV VH1 logo Viacom gay
Yes.
site.
Fantastic.
And I'm doing what I did at The Voice. I'm interviewing celebrities, I'm reviewing shows, I'm writing items, opinion pieces.
Yeah.
People who say, "I miss your work." Guess what?
It's
at
still there.
newnownextcom.
Okay, so we're going to make sure to have a link up there. And who knows what's next? I mean, Broadway could be next. Netflix could be next. I could help
I'm the
you find
only
your
person
next
without a
husband
Netflix show.
next. I don't know. The possibilities
Now that would be a shocker.
The possibilities are endless. But thank you so much.
thank you, Robbie.
Really, it was a joy, a joy. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon on Talking Live.